Hi, I'm Mark Toole with 8020service.com and marktoole.com, and today's video question of the day is from Quora. The question is, what skills do you offer clients in customer service? Sort of a unique question, a sort of a niche question here for sure, but one that I like and that I'm going to answer. First thing I like about this is the fact that you use the term clients, that you didn't say bosses or employers or anything like that, that you use the term clients, that you think of it that way, and that is the way you should be thinking of it. That's the way business is going anyways, customer service wise especially. You can hire your own people to do that, but still, especially if you're getting outsourcers in other countries, they may be doing the same thing for other companies as well, and as I'll explain, you really shouldn't care about that. That's fine, but what skills you offer is important. Basically, if you're going to be in customer service, there are certain skills you should have, and a lot of them are very different from the conventional definition of customer service skills that a lot of people talk about. People talk about the obvious things that they describe these things as skills. I think of them as personality traits or characteristics, really. People talk about being friendly, being attentive, paying attention, helping the person out, looking for solutions to the problem, sympathetic, all that stuff. That's just basic human characteristics that we all have to some degree or another. Some people are better suited to a customer service type job than others, but I wouldn't really consider that a skill. If you don't have these things, you're not going to learn how to be a human being as a skill. You've got bigger problems in life. You need to figure that out first before worrying about customer service. But the skills that I'm going to talk about here are a little bit different. First of all, there's going to be, again, some of these are probably not skills that you'll think of that you could, have your corporation teach in some training class somewhere. But think of skills like to take information from a customer, whether that's a phone call or a conversation or an email or a live chat. You've all seen these things. Customers will write out this big, long thing they don't really understand, and they'll write this poorly worded, long, rambling thing filled with emotions. I'm so upset my dog died, and also I can't log into the website. And the skill that I'm talking about is being able to see this sea of noise and extract the real information, the signal, out of that quickly and effectively. This is just something that comes from having an intelligent person working for you, or being an intelligent person if you're doing it yourself. It's really, again, not a skill you could teach, but it is essential to get to the point quickly. The next thing, of course, is the ability to understand what the person needs and how that can best be delivered to them. In other words, problem solving, the ability to solve problems correctly for the customer. Again, this is not a skill that you're going to be able to teach. There's skills, if you want to get into boring skills, talk about how to use the ticket system, how to use the payment processor system to issue refunds and process payments, how to reset people's passwords. These are not really skills. These are something anybody can learn unless they're an idiot, so I'm not going to talk about that at all. But the skills that I personally offer clients, and actually, just to clear this up, what I do is I help businesses get their customer service right, keep it simple, make it profitable, and take advantage of the various opportunities that exist there that many people are missing. When they have the customer's full and undivided attention, they're just squandering it with garbage responses. So I help companies get that right, and then I'll help them keep customer service simple, and then help them manage it for them as well, sometimes providing agents in the Philippines if necessary. Sometimes they have their own. It depends. That's what I help clients with. Things like, now the skills we'll get into there, of course, are not, this is a different skill from customer service skills, I guess, but the skill with working with a client in any regard, and this is something that I've been better at with some than others, to be honest with you, is staying in tune with the business, what's going on in the business, what's happening, what needs to happen, keeping in touch with everything there without being a pain in the ass. Of course, also delivering the information about what's going on in customer service without being a pain in the ass about it as well, too. People, in my role at least, will generally want me to run their customer service for them so they don't have to be bothered all the time with every minute detail, day-to-day thing, and it's a skill to know how to keep in touch with them, how to keep them informed, how to keep them aware of what's going on, but at the same time not bother them all the time with a bunch of ridiculous bullshit. That's a skill. Another skill is how to let go of control. One of the biggest problems in a lot of customer service organizations is micromanaging. It's this idea that the people who work in customer service, the frontline agents, are idiots, morons, brainless nothings, just an interface between a computer and a phone, reading off procedures guides, reading off scripts. If they do anything on their own ever, they're going to screw it up because they're dumb as hell. If you're running your business this way, you're wrong, and it's negatively affecting your customers. The skill there, of course, then, is to hire people who are not idiots and to manage them, or lead them, really, I'll say, in a way that encourages them to, it really forces them to do everything I just said before. To listen to the customer, to understand the customer, to fix the customer's problems. This does involve allowing them to do things without asking you for permission for every little thing. It does require allowing them to think and make a decision on the fly and act on it, rather than looking something up in a procedures guide. I'm not going to write a procedures guide, very limited one if there is anything, or, again, asking you for permission. If I'm running customer service, I don't want people coming to me asking me for permission all the time, and if I'm just helping you set this up and you're going to run it, you probably don't want somebody coming up asking you permission for some dumb thing. Can I refund this guy's $7? Yes. The $7 means less to me than the interruption of me having to answer the question about the $7. So that's another skill, is leading people rather than micromanaging people, and not just letting them make decisions, but expecting them to make decisions on their own. More advanced skills, if you want to get into that, are things like persuasive writing, customer retention, things like that. Every email you send out to a customer, look at an email you get from an average company. It's going to be long, it's going to be wordy, it's going to be filled with a bunch of stuff that doesn't need to be there, just not good at all, and you don't want that. It's persuasive communication, it's copy, it needs to be written as such, and that's another thing that I help businesses with. Making more money in customer service, you have the customer's undivided attention, do something with it. There's plenty of opportunities there to send out targeted offers to people when they have an issue, a question, a request, or to use customer service in other ways. Some guys I've been talking to recently are doing an excellent job with this stuff. Really impressed by their mastery of this. But there are lots of opportunities there too. For a subscription service, customer service can be the best, or at least the first front line in increasing the renewals, in keeping people around, keeping people engaged, and making sure that when their renewal time comes up, they'll stick around for another term. These are the kind of skills that I offer clients in customer service. If somebody is going to tell you, I'll help you with customer service, I'll make a really nice spreadsheet and put some numbers in it, and I'll time everyone's piss break really efficiently, unless you're looking for mediocre or worse performance from your business and from your customer service department, that's the exact opposite of what you want. Skills to offer clients in customer service, in my opinion, obviously somewhat biased since I'm the one saying this, but I'm right, is the sort of things that I'm talking about. Things that will take customer service from what a lot of people think of it as just a cost, an necessary but unfortunate cost that they have to throw money into so that a bunch of dummies can poorly handle dumb requests from dumb customers. That's really how a lot of people think of it, and if you think of it that way, that's what you're going to get. But to turn it from that into an integral part of the business, something integrated into the marketing department, and something that throws off profits more than enough to cover the small cost of running the customer service department, paying me, paying the Filipino agents, etc. That's the kind of skill that I offer, and it's the kind of skill that a lot of people don't talk about. So this is a good question. I kind of wanted to answer this. You asked, what skills do I offer? So I know it sounds like I'm talking about myself here, and I tried to generalize this a bit as well, but that's my answer here. These are the skills that I offer clients in customer service. Basically anything from helping you get some things right, all the way up to just taking everything and running it for you. And if you never want to hear from me, hardly ever, that's fine. Everything's going to be done properly. Those are the skills to offer. People in customer service, generally speaking, aren't comfortable with that sort of thing, with taking responsibility. That's another thing. It's not just fun, oh, I'll do this for you. It's responsibility too. If something goes wrong, that's on me. I set the thing up, it didn't work right, I'll stay up late fixing it, and I've done that before. That's part of it too. So I could go on, but these are the skills that I offer clients in customer service. It's very different from what your average person is going to say, and that's why I wanted to answer this video today. So as always, if you thought this was interesting, useful, valuable, all of that, none of that, like, thumbs up, upvote, follow, subscribe, all that stuff, depending which platform you're watching this on. I post these on Quora, obviously. I post them on YouTube. And I do one of these videos pretty regularly now on a customer service question. So if you have a question for me, ask me on Quora, ask me in the comments on YouTube. I may use it in a future video. Otherwise, that's about it. And again, the website's customer service website, 8020service.com, like the 80-20 principle, keeping things simple. And then the more general stuff, marktool.com, like my name. Go there. Both of those sites, get on the email lists. One, the other, doesn't matter, whichever you're more interested in, to hear from me further. And I'll wrap this video up here, and I'll be back soon with another one.